So here we are, welcome to the market bag part 2. We're going to start round 14 and we're going to start with a chain of 2. So 1, 2, and then we are going to put the stitch marker, in this case the safety pin, into the top there. So that's the top chain of the 2 that we've just made. Remember, the one on the hook doesn't count, so it's the first V immediately underneath the hook. That's going on there. That's where we're going to slip stitch into when we get round to the end of the row. So that's stitch number 1. Now we're going to make a half double crochet stitch into this chain space for stitch number 2. In there like that. And then into the top of this single crochet here. There's number 3. And we're going to carry on all the way around with round 14. And I'm going to come back to you when I've got to about here again. See you in a minute. Here we go. So that's got back round to the end of the round. And I've just done my last half double crochet stitch into the last chain 3 space just here. And now I've got to do a slip stitch into the top of my 2 chain, which is here. There's the chain 2 that started the round. So I'm going to go in there. Make sure you pick up 2 loops. Yarn over and pull back through like that. And then this here is your slip stitch. This doesn't count as a stitch. Now I'm going to do a chain 1. Now for this row only, that does count as a stitch. So that's chain 1, and that's for stitch number 1. And now we're going to make a single crochet stitch into stitch number 2, which is, here's your post, and here's the hole at the top. So we're going in just here. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do a single crochet stitch all the way around, and I'll be back again in a tick. So here we go, I'm back at the end of the round, and I've got 43 single crochet stitches and my starting chain of 1, which for this round only is counting as a stitch, so that's 44 stitches. You might think you've got a space here, this space here. This is just the slip stitch from the previous row, this one, so this isn't counting as a stitch. We're actually going to slip stitch into the starting chain. It's always a bit of a wiggle when it's a chain 1, but we're going to go in. Again, picked up 2 loops of yarn. Let me just take this safety pin out of the way. I'd put it in the chain 1 so that it's easy to spot when you come back round again. And we're just going to slip stitch here, like this. Pull that slip stitch up really tight. And now we are ready for the handles. And as you can see, so this is the edge of the bag. The other edge of the bag is just over here. I will see if I can zoom out again in a minute, and that will show you then roughly where the handles start coming out from the bag. So let me just zoom out and I'll show you in a tick. There we go, so that's the complete bag, and where my hook is the point at which the handles go in to start. So I'm going to put this back in the holder and show you how to do the handle. Okay, so for the handle we're going to start off by chaining 30. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And now we're going to skip 10 stitches. And the first stitch that we skip is the very first stitch in the row, which is just this one that we've slip stitched into. So this is number 1. We're going to skip this one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to slip stitch into this one over here and into the following stitch as well. So there, this is the first part of the handle attached. Okay, there's both edges of the bag. There we go. So it's kind of central. They're like that. And now what we have to do is we have to chain 1. Well, we turn it over and then chain 1. It doesn't really matter if you chain and turn or turn and chain. It doesn't make any difference. So chain 1, turn. And now we're going to single crochet into the first slip stitch from the previous round. So that's this one just here. This is the slip stitch that anchors into this stitch. So we're going to do a single crochet in here, and then we're going to do a single crochet into each stitch all the way across. So we're working into the back of the chain, and we want to take the top loop of the back of the chain all the way along. So we're going just underneath that one, like that, and the next one. And so on, all the way across. And in proper Blue Peter fashion, I will come back and show you when it's all done. I haven't actually made one earlier to show you, kind of go da-da, but we'll come back when this bit's done. So this is my 30 stitches across the bag handle, and I've got here, and now it says to single crochet into the slip stitch. So the slip stitch is this one just here. You can see that? That one just there, here. And we're going to do a single crochet stitch into here. And then slip stitch into each of the next 2 stitches. There's 1, there's 2. And now we're going to turn it, chain 1, and go back the other way for the next row of the handle. So here we go, that's the end of round 3 of the bag handle, and as you can see, the bag handle sits pretty centrally on the bag like that there. Now, I don't know if you can see this here, but the seam line, it's not all that visible, but actually it runs just up here. So this is where the seam line comes. So for those of you that were asking about, you know, it's not straight and is that a problem, it comes up there, but instead of carrying on that way and your bag handle coming off over here, you start your bag handle here and then it works that way, which helps to even it up across the row. So you end up with it like that, and that's centrally located. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make the second bag handle. Oh, don't send that flying. I'm going to make the second bag handle, and then I'll zoom out so that you can see the whole bag together. And that'll be it. So I'll be back in a bit. There we go, one finished bag. And I mean, this one looks really small at the moment. There's 2 reasons for that. One, it's not been stretched yet. As soon as you put some weight in it, it's amazing how much it grows and stretches. The other reason it looks quite small is because I actually did this one with a 10mm hook instead of a 12 like recommended on the pattern. So it's a little bit tighter anyway. But that's what it looks like when it's finished. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you've got any questions. Bye!